Hi Fit Mums, just want to talk to you a little bit about posture and your pelvic floor. This is Lisa, who had a baby a while ago now.
Yeah.
How old are your children?
10 and 6.
Yeah, a long time ago. So anyway, this is really important for new mums when you've just had your baby to think about posture. Basically, when you've had a big tummy full of baby, you're going to be out of alignment, hips forwards like that, pelvis tilted forwards, and then often with all the work that you're doing looking after your baby, your shoulders are going to be rounded, so generally you've got a posture a bit like this. So just to think about correcting that is to take the shoulders back and down and squeeze between the shoulder blades so the chest becomes nice and lifted, tummy muscles pulled in, and just gently tuck the pelvis under. Hopefully when you do that, at some point you will feel a connection with your pelvic floor. If not, which might be quite common if you've just had your baby, just take a breath in, and as you breathe out slowly for 8 counts, and hopefully that will help you feel the connection better. Yeah, especially at the end of the breath.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did actually.
Good. So, yeah, you sound surprised. So if you can do that postural correction anytime that you think about it, for example, when you're boiling the kettle or at any other time. Okay, so to help correct having rounded shoulders, we need to stretch the chest. I've got a fantastic stretch for you, dynamic stretch. It's actually going to stretch the legs and the hips as well. But it's really important to lengthen these muscles in order to be able to correct the posture. So Lisa, you take a big step forwards for me and push your back heel into the floor, so you should straight away feel a stretch in the calf muscles. Make sure your toes are pointing forwards. That's it. Front toe, draw it in a little bit. That's it. And then what you're going to do is take the band behind, lift up, and reach behind, keep it small to begin with. And then tip from the hips, and hinge forwards and down to the front foot. Feel that in the back of the leg?
Yeah.
And then back up to level in 2s and 3s, keep it quite small. If it's pulling on your tummy, definitely keep it small. And then Lisa's going to try and have a go and see if she can do a level 4 option, which is to go much deeper into the stretch and bring the arms all the way back. Brilliant. Lisa isn't that flexible at the moment, but she will be after a few weeks of this exercise. Brilliant. Great stretch for the chest then, isn't it?
Yeah.
What you do 8 reps on one side, and then change legs and do some on the other side. Do you want to do some on the other side as well?
Yeah.
Swap over. That's it. Put the front toe in a little bit. Get a bit of a pre-stretch. Okay. And when you get good at this, you'll be able to hold the band a lot closer. Feel nice?
Yes.
Good. That's there. Okay, so another dynamic stretch for you. Lisa's going to do some lunges. Take a big step forwards for me. Up on the toes on the back foot, a little bit further back if you can. Make sure your feet are at least hip distance wide. You can take them a bit wider. If you're a bit wobbly, you'll need to. Tummy muscles in to help you balance. And then arms up in the air. Bring the arms up, that's it. And as you bend the legs, bring the arms to the side. And then back up to the centre, and then to the other side, that's it. So fantastic, tummy muscles in, fantastic stretch for your side there, and in your hip flexors as well. And again, keep the range of movement small. Can you rotate even more as you do it? Yeah. Have a little go. There. Feel that more?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Good, so it's 8 on one leg, and then change over and do 8 on the other leg. Change over just on the other side. So, big step, remember. So you want 90-90 with the legs at the bottom of your lunge. Perfect. If you're wobbly, don't worry, just check that you've got your tummy muscles pulled in. So we've got one more dynamic stretch for you. Again, it's from a lunge position. So take a big step forward again, Lisa. And right up on the toes on the back foot. And this time you're going to just bring the arms across as you do your lunge. So similar to the last one. Really try and rotate the upper body as you bring the arms across rather than just doing the arms. So you're getting the rotation there. You feel that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, if you're wobbly, make sure you've got your tummy muscles pulled in. And we're doing 8 on one side, and then swap legs. And do 8 on the other side. Brilliant. This stretch is really going to help you with all the things that you need to do looking after your baby. With the reaching and leaning and twisting. And relax there. Nice job. Okay, so here are some really fantastic pelvic floor exercises that are very effective. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to add movement and breath to make the exercises much more effective than just doing Kegels by themselves. So Lisa's sitting on a chair. When you do this exercise, you've just got to make sure your feet are flat on the floor and that your legs are at a right angle. If they're not, if your chair's a bit high, you just need to get a catalogue or some books to put your feet on, or a little box, or you can shuffle forwards, shuffle your bum a bit further forwards. Just make sure your feet are flat on the floor and you've got a right angle with those legs. So we're going to add movement this time. We're going to add the resistance band, or you can use a pair of tights, and wrap it around the legs, and that's it. Before you do anything, you've got to think about your posture and having a neutral spine. So you just want to tuck under here until you will feel hopefully a little bit of a connection with the pelvic floor muscles from the front to the back. And if you don't feel the connection, don't worry too much. You will if you do these exercises a lot. It could be that you're very weakened in that area, and it's very likely these exercises will solve that problem. So take a breath in, Lisa, and as you breathe out, draw the legs out and push the breath out for about 8 counts, and then relax. Did you feel that a lot more in your pelvic floor? Yeah. So adding the movement and the breath should really help you connect with your pelvic floor. So you're going to repeat that 8 times, relaxing between each breath. And then the next thing that we do is some short breaths. So it's out and release. So do a few like that, Lisa. So a bit quicker. And release. That's it. And if you do 8 of those, and try and relax the muscles in between.
Still pulling.
It's good to vary the speed, some slow, some quick, to make sure that we're using all the different muscle fibres to get the best out of working the pelvic floor. Okay, the next exercise for the pelvic floor, similar to the last one that we did, but this time we're using the ball instead of the band. So if you just pop that between your knees. And again, just remembering the posture, tucking under, pulling in the tummy muscles, belly button towards the spine. And take a breath in. And as you breathe out, squeeze the ball slowly for a count of 8 and push all the breath out of the lungs, and then relax. And the same thing should be happening, that adding the breath and the movement, you can feel a lot more going on with the pelvic floor. Good. So you're going to do 8 repetitions of that, and then we'll do 8 quick ones as well. Let's do a few of those, Lisa. Okay, so to sort out all the posture problems that we have after being pregnant, we're going to strengthen the muscles down the back. So we're just going to do an exercise to strengthen your bum and the back of the legs, which is a squat. And we're going to use the chair here, which will help you with your technique, and also it makes it slightly easier as well than doing a normal squat without the chair. So Lisa, just take your feet a little bit wider than your hips, turn your toes out ever so slightly. And you're going to bend your knees and push your bum back and down. Make sure your knees stay over your feet, and push the weight into your heels And really try and feel it in the back of the leg and your bum. So have a go. And just tap the chair and then come back up. That's brilliant. And tummy muscles are pulled in all the time. And keep it nice and slow and controlled. Good. And when you get better at these, you can come down and hold for longer at the bottom. And when you get even better, you can take the chair away and go a little bit deeper into the squat. Can you feel that in the back of the legs? Yeah, and in your bottom. If you can't feel it in the back of your legs, it might be that your knees are too far forward and you're not pushing your bum back enough. And really think about pushing in your weight through the heels. You want to do about 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps. Okay, and relax there. Nice job. Okay, so to strengthen here, to help you keep your chest nice and lifted, Lisa's just going to pop on the floor, kneel down on the floor for me. Take your knees quite nice and wide, wider than your hips, and think about that tummy muscles pulled in, tucking under till you feel your spine in neutral, the connection with the pelvic floor. If you don't feel it, keep going, and you should feel it at some point, and then tip forwards, and that will help switch on the pelvic floor even more. And then you're going to hold the band. The closer you've got it, the harder it's going to be. And if you're holding it quite wide, it does make it easier. So you have to judge where to hold it. And you're going to take the arms out slowly and back in. And you want to breathe in as you take the arms out. So breathe in now. And then breathe out, return slowly. Keep tensioning the band the whole time. And squeeze between the shoulder blades here. And that will be working those muscles. Can you feel it?
Yes.
And your pelvic floor as well.
Yeah.
And adding the breath will increase the working of the pelvic floor. So breathing in and breathing out. Good. And again, it's 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps. And when you get good at this, you can slow the movements down, and that will make it harder. And come up and relax. Lovely.